All right, we're joined by head coach Erin Dickerson Davis, Tika, Sallman, and Kayla Rolph. That's William Mary 71-52 win over Hampton. Coach, just an opening statement on the game.
Yeah, I'm super proud of our girls. We were a little bit worried about being rusty. You know, we haven't played a game since the 19th. We also gave them like 7 to 8 days off for Christmas break just to, mentally and physically reset. So I was a little bit worried going into the game. I was worried about some game time fatigue, but I think after that first couple of minutes, we kind of kept going, and I'm just super proud of this team, super proud of these girls. You know, they stepped into the starting lineup, and I don't see why they should look backwards. So super proud.
Erin, I don't remember if the last time you guys were plus 19 in rebounding.
Never. I'm just playing. I don't know, but that was a huge emphasis for us today.
Well, of course, when you have somebody get 17 rebounds,
that helps a bit. Yeah.
Just talk about the rebounding. It was obviously huge.
Yeah, so we talked about, rewarding ourselves for playing good defense. I think there's so many times where we have a great defensive possession and then we just don't finish the play. We don't finish with the box out and a rebound so that we can go down on offense. And what happens is we're giving people 2 and 3 chances. Well, then our momentum goes down. It's just kind of like a domino effect. So if we can continue to rebound like that, especially out of a zone, which is really hard to rebound out of, I think that it'll help us find some success on the offensive end. Because of that, we were able to have 14 fast break points. We were able to rebound and get out. So yeah, it was definitely an emphasis. It is every single game, and it helps when I have two players sitting here that are crashing the boards.
Tika, was this your first career start in college as a college player?
Yeah.
I thought so. Yeah. In the first quarter, you weren't. I get you weren't quite as adjusted or something. It looked like a little bit, and then when you came out. Then when you came back in for the second quarter, you looked like a different player at that point. What changed, do you feel, and what made you more effective then?
So I just had to adjust to the game. That was my first career start ever. So it was just like a panic for me. Not really. I was stressed. I was nervous, but yeah, I had to like readjust for everything and get back and dominate.
We knew that she would be a bit nervous, her first career start since she's been in college. We were trying to pump her up leading into the game, but we could tell that she had some nerves. I mean, really the only thing you can do is play through that, right? She had to play, she had to come out, regroup, and then when she came back in, like she said, it was a different player. So, I mean, I think that happens often, especially, she just kind of got thrown in there. But she did her thing. She came back. She was a totally different player. She slowed down a little bit. She wasn't rushing, and she just kind of took what the game was given to her.
Kayla, you guys hadn't played in 2 weeks, a little bit more than 2 weeks, which is kind of rare when the season gets started. But a lot of people were banged up and tired and whatnot. Do you feel it did you guys feel a little refreshed when you came out tonight?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you get 8 days off, I think like Coach E said, mentally and physically, it gives you time to kind of reset. And I think we were just really excited for conference play to start. I mean, this is like what we're here for. We want to win. That this is what matters. So we were really kind of set on that and starting out strong.
I want to ask you about Tika a little bit too. I know you're only a sophomore, but this program hasn't had a lot of taller players over the years, and it's been a long time. I can't even imagine the last time someone's hadn't had 17 boards. What are your thoughts on what she brings when she can have a game like this?
Oh, she's such a good post. I love playing with Tika. I can just turn around, pass it to her, and I know she's going to get a bucket. I think her height and also her strength really helps us, especially you could see on the boards today and dealing with the other bigs on the other team. So it's a joy to play with Tika.
She also has really long arms.
Yes.
I think we don't realize that until she extends all the way up, and I think that definitely helps her with rebounding, but she also had 3 block shots today. So she just had a really good all-around game.
I'm trying to find it. I mean, you did a good job on Clinton, 15, but on 17 shots. Talk about that, if you would.
Well, I had to kind of give the girls the speech. I was yelling at Jack in the middle of the game to turn the music up during the timeouts because I was yelling at my team. She had 11 points in the first quarter and a half. right? That was probably my biggest issue, is that we knew, like, our whole scout was revolved around Clinton. She's a great player. She's a super athlete. You know, she could score at 3 levels. She could really get out in transition. And we knew that, and we were preparing for her for the whole week. And then she had 11 points to start the game. So for us to be able to really lock her down, to slow her down in the second half was it was a huge win for us. On top of just winning the game, just being able to take the critique, I won't say criticism, take that critique, that constructive criticism, and really apply it. So she's a great player. She's going to be one of the best players in our league, no doubt about it. And I'm glad that we stepped up to the challenge.
And just the same thing I asked Kayla earlier. Did you see them? You were saying you thought they'd come out refreshed, but you also said there's going to be some rust. There wasn't a lot of rust, or at least it didn't look like it.
There wasn't as much as I thought. I'm going to be honest. I was planning on, like, blowing an early timeout because I thought we would get gassed pretty early, but we didn't. And I think what Kayla said is everybody is so excited about conference play, right? We talked when we had our article, come out, that our non-conference was very, 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 very difficult. And it gets discouraging sometimes when you're playing against these really good teams. And for us to kind of leave that in last year, focus on conference. We generally do a good job in conference since I've been here, and just taking that confidence with us that those teams prepared us for right now. And even if we started poorly, where you start doesn't matter, right? Just taking each game day by day, each opponent day by day, and knowing that it's preparing you for what our ultimate goal is at the end of the season.
Kayla, I think the last 5 games you're averaging just shy of 10 points after, I guess, a slower start to the season. What do you think has clicked for you offensively starting at the Longwood tournament, I guess?
I think I just kind of have built confidence in my shot. Today, obviously, I had a lot of post touches, but I just think growing confidence in my shot and knocking down the open shots, yeah. And
then, Tika, personally for you, what's this process kind of been like? Obviously, you transfer into the program, and it's kind of all built up to this performance, I guess, tonight. What has been the keys, I guess, you think, for you to make this progression throughout the start of the season to now?
My start was a little bit slow because I wasn't here during summer, so I had to adjust on everything. And this team plays with a completely different way than last year's team. So all I needed is belief from my coaches and teammates and an opportunity, and I got it. And actually, my coaches believed in me, and I had an opportunity today to perform, and I played.
I guess the same question to you. What have you seen from her from day one leading up to now in this breakout performance?
What I think I love most about Tika is that it's been a rocky, rough road for her starting in the beginning to where she is right now. She did come in later, so she came in behind. You're learning a new system. You're a transfer. You're learning a new school. You're taking different classes. I think that just creates a lot of adversity, right? And to see where she is now after we've pushed her very hard. Like, it hasn't been easy for her, to say the least. We've pushed her. We've pushed her hard. We've gotten on to her, and it is because we believe in her. I didn't want all of this talent and this basketball IQ to go to waste, and so we pushed her. She was going to get to this point come hell or high water in our minds. And she never quit. She never quit, right? She just kept going. She stayed resilient. It was very difficult. But because of all of that work that she put in, because of all the very hard days of practice and the extra conditioning she had to do and all those things to get herself into condition, now you're able to perform like that. So I think my favorite thing is that she can see that all of that work that she was putting in wasn't for nothing.
Just one more. When you became aware of her, I guess, in the portal, did you know much about her other than 6'3"?
No, and it wasn't even her height. Her height was an added bonus, but, in our league, you don't have to be 6'3" to be successful. Nyla Young was 5'10" on a good day with shoes on, right? Like, you don't have to be tall. But what I saw was her passing ability. That was something that was really cool for me at her size, being able to pass backdoor. We basically look at all of their offensive and defensive clips. You know, how does she run up and down the floor? When she scores around the basket, how does she score? And we saw that she had really good footwork and she had really good passing ability. And so we thought that within the offenses that we want to run, she would be very successful in that once she got into some better condition. Like she said, we play a different style than her last year team, and it was going to take her a second to get used to that kind of pace. But I think now she kind of sees where she fits into that.
And then just last one, it's now a 5-game win streak for this program over Hampton. It's the longest in program history. I know that when we talked before the game against ODU, you kind of downplayed the local rivalry, but is there a little bit extra to smile about when you beat that conference foe from just down the road?
This is definitely more of a rival than ODU, respectfully. You know, like I know ODU is a William & Mary long-standing rivalry. For us, this is a huge basketball rivalry, and I think it started when they came into the league because of Nyla. And now it's just like, it's just very intense. You know, there's a lot of talking, it's very aggressive. It's a very fun rivalry for us. And to be able to beat the opponent that's right down the road, that's in our conference, I think is a super huge thing for us.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.